from the studios of Turnstile Records. Join us for another exciting installment of The Escape Pod. In an infinite universe of mindless podcasting, only one will break supreme. And then there's this one.
Check.
The Escape Pod.
And we're back again, the Escape Pods. Did you get the check?
Check
One,
check.
two.
Check
One,
one.
two. Did
One,
you check?
two.
Two.
This is Jezbot in a very, very cold, wintry day.
Hi, I'm
in Melbourne.
Danoz.
And
And I'm having a tropical drink.
yeah, so am I having a tropical drink? Tropical. Timmy Tropical today.
Timmy Topical. Topical?
Tropical. Tropical.
Yeah, both.
I need to top up already.
It really
Well,
is
we'll just
more
pause
interesting.
now and should we go for another drink?
Fuck the podcast. Let's just drink.
Yeah.
Straight to the Pfeffernuss. That's what we're going to mention, Tim. The Stees. That's an update on the Stees.
Yeah.
You're right
So,
over there. Dennis has dropped his mic.
That's
He's
all right.
he's walking off. He's dropped his mic.
He dumped it.
Yeah. Change.
Well,
Change in the wind.
It's taken a while to develop the Stees, our other podcast, which
Sure
we've
has.
done maybe
6.
6 or 7, maybe.
Yeah. We're doing it
And,
every second week, and then the holidays.
And we've been
Art
looking for
takes time.
we've been looking for other ways to spruce up the Escape Pods podcast. So what we've devised is, instead of having it as a separate entity, we're going to have it as a special feature as a part of Escape Pods.
What a great idea.
So every once in a while, you'll get a special episode of the Stees thrown into the Escape Pods as a part of the Escape Pods.
But it'll be called the Stees. It'll
Yeah, it'll
sound
be
like
called the
us.
Stees. Yeah, no, it's still Escape Pods, but
It's just
we're calling it the Stees just to sort of like step out of the pod. It's like a landing pad.
It's like a spin-off series, like a...
A spin-off series within the series.
Yeah.
You know what it's like? It's
Yeah.
like the Brown Hornet in
very
Fat
good.
Albert.
Yes.
You know, like a little episode,
Okay.
a little episode inside.
Not that we can talk about anything Cosby from now on.
Or Jeremy's spin-off, Under the Radar.
Thanks, man. You remembered. I was going to throw in another spin-off MASH reference, like when they... What was it?
Yeah, and so that's something. So we can start.
We'll just post it up. This
We'll
week
put-
you'll get
putting-
a...
you'll get a
you'll
Stees this week. You get a Stees.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
And that,
With our
and
good
that
friend
stars our good friend Simon. Yes.
Simon Coburg.
Coburg.
So he's got to sign off.
It's Coburg.
Coburg.
And then adds
I
some
don't think
nukes.
he'll like that.
He likes it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have thought he would have a preference for like Turak
Yeah.
or Hawksburn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or Hawthorne.
He does barrack for Hawthorne.
He does.
It doesn't. It's not as cool. Coburg's way better.
Coburg.
Coburg. Tonight. Coburg's Adventures. So he'll be there in your ear, duds. Every once in a while, we'll drop the Stees every 2, 3,
when we
4
feel
weeks
like
or
it.
something. Yeah.
If there's an occasion where we can't get together, we've got a Stees.
But that means extra work for both of you, because what you now need to do is similar to what they do at the start of all other series, when you have to do in your best voiceover voice on the last episode.
Yeah.
Previously,
on
the
the
Stees.
Stees.
And that the Stees might even change its name along the way as well. We're
Yes,
starting to think
yeah.
as well. So
Just keep that under wraps for now.
Well, just
Tim.
keep that under wraps.
So that's nice. That'll be coming up. Something
Who
for
knows?
you, the listener. It's a present from us to you.
Well, we've already recorded it, so we know it's good.
Yeah. Well, don't build it up.
Oh, okay, so it's average.
Christ.
Oh, well, don't understate it.
So we've also got. Check us out on Facebook. Turnstile Records presents.
That's my pig. I was just trying to do some background sounds.
Okay, cool. Also, go to turnstyledigital.net for Jamie Lips. Okay, our friend Jamie Lips. He said, I spoke to him the other day. He's like, I haven't heard any of the podcast yet because I refuse.
I've got a Nokia.
I refuse to use iTunes.
Right.
I'm not having that on my computer. He said.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
said,
not
well, what
having
about
that.
the 6 other ways you could listen to the Escape Pods? You've got your Turnstile,
Well, you can do it straight off the internet. You can do turnstilerecords.net,
or you could go to,
audioboom.com.
Or you could go to.
You could extract the RSS feed and put it into a podcast thing on your Android.
Or you could hit up Morgan Freeman on Twitter, who is actually a listener, and get him to narrate it for you.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm Morgan. Hi. And I go, I did that for Cass the other night.
Yeah.
She said, no, you don't sound like
I reckon you do sound like
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
What does he say?
What's something? What's something he
Such a
says?
good-
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I don't. Did he ever say that?
No.
He never had
Did
the
anybody say that? Truly, this was a Shawshank Redemption. Everyone's like, oh, they said it.
Oh, so that's where the
what they
name
call it.
came
I
from.
love it when they
Yeah.
do that. That's got to have a name when they do that in movies.
Irony.
Yeah. Can I just add, before you get onto all that interesting stuff, did you know that there's a prequel series of The Dark Crystal in production?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's good work. Why not?
Chamberlain!
If you've never seen The Dark Crystal, I'll do yourself a favour. Escape Pods. And Bing.
Oh, you feffinist.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, we're going to try something a little bit different because everybody's saying to us, "We're doing some games. We're doing some games. What's some games over there?" So, I made a wheel.
Oh, yeah.
A Yo DJ spin that wheel.
We were going to
look,
do
Dad.
that.
I dug a hole.
So what I'm going to do is I've got the kind of I've got the spinning wheel here. But it doesn't make
delightful.
the same kind of sound, so I'll probably dub over the spinning wheel sound.
sure.
Some fantastic sounds for spin the wheel. What I'm going to do is spin the wheel, whatever color it lands on.
Yes.
I will read out that corresponding topic for the day. There's a whole set of random topics.
Okay. And games that we've played previously.
Games that we've done previously,
You've
segments
got
we've
your-
had. You've got your My Mind, Your Mind. You've got your...
That was a hit.
Some are hits, some are misses.
you got your...
Snooze review.
Snooze review.
Who do you want to punch in the face? Who do you want to hug in the face?
Yeah, who, what's... You know.
I'll tell you what. For the listeners, if there is a super keen listener out there that wants to win themselves a snow globe, go through the previous episodes, write down every segment and game we've done. I'll give you $50.
Yeah, that'd be handy. That would be handy. That's worth money.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Do
And
it.
text it to us.
Via.
Text. We've never offered that as an option.
Email it to us on any of one of our platforms. You could try them.
We've done the Fevenoz.
Okay, so I'm going to spin the
All right,
wheel.
I'm
Are
excited.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Here we go. We're going to...
You're
you-
DJ. Get
no,
up
you
and
did,
party.
you did a bit of spruiking at that, Fate. What kind of...
50 cents a ticket or 5 for $2 here at the big wheel.
I got to spin
Ready
the
for
wheel.
a spin.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Come in, spinner!
It's landed on blue.
Blue.
So look at the corresponding
Well,
thing.
Dan's wearing a blue
Yeah.
jumper.
Yeah,
Actually,
I've got a blue
before we get
folder.
on to the questions, I woke up one day
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it seems as though my entire wardrobe
It's turned blue.
has turned blue.
Blue
Is that
flannel
Look at
out.
this. Look, blue.
Blue.
Yeah, they used to be grey, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Is it your
Strange.
washing
Strange.
regime?
You got
Is
the
it-
blues.
Don't know.
All right, so here we
All right,
go.
I
I've got
think
the
it's your
chart
wife.
here,
Blue
and
question.
Let's do it.
blue is corresponding with my topic: how dummies die, how stupid people are, how stupid people perish.
Darwinism.
All right, so we've got some little things here. In South Korea, a 28-year-old guy has a 50-hour StarCraft marathon. I think StarCraft is a game
Yeah, like Warcraft.
at a local
But with
internet
stars.
cafe in the
With
city
stars.
of Daegu.
Is it China?
Um,
Dan, do you want to have a look at the...
I'd say it'd be
he did it-
Korean or Japanese. Probably Korean.
South Korea.
No.
Yeah. 50-hour stint, and at the end of it, dropped dead. During his 50 hours, he hadn't slept, eaten much of anything, only pausing to go to the toilet or to
Inject heroin.
to have a short power nap. The cause of death turned out to be heart failure stemming from exhaustion.
Staying awake is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
So there you go. 50 hours.
That's
But
a
how
long time.
That's a long time. If you're going to do 50 hours at an internet cafe,
What's
Bit
your
rough.
bill
Get-
going to be like?
get the internet at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard that South Korea's got like one of the fastest broadbands. Like,
So you could
going
do it on your
around.
phone.
But he's
Yeah.
socialising.
So he's died for nothing.
Is he socialising?
I don't.
He's
Is
in
this
the
one of
internet
those
cafe.
games where you've got the like
That's the
little
one.
microphone?
Yeah, little.
Yeah.
Warcraft, big flop here in the West.
It wasn't really. It was massive.
It's canned. It didn't make money in America, but in China, it's going gangbusters, bigger than Star Wars. Heard this on another podcast, and it's because Americans pay people in China to mine gold for them within the game. It's
What?
a job that people do, that people are paid for. I
What?
pay you, Tim,
To sit on the computer, log in.
yes, and then mine gold within the game
And give it to me.
and give it to me, your overlord,
And I'll pay you in
And
space
in
credits.
bitcoins. And that's why it's so popular over there.
No, I think,
everyone
I
knows
think
what
that-
World
What
of
are they
Warcraft
getting out of
is.
that?
No, that
Money.
money out of World of
Real money?
Warcraft translates to real money. It is real money.
From where, though?
Well, it's like fantasy world meets real world, where if you want this money, you become actually powerful inside the game, and
Money is power.
money,
Power.
power.
Power
You get
is
the power,
money.
you get the
Is
women.
Second Life still kicking around?
I haven't played anything since what's the one with the
Breakout.
old Grand Theft
Atari.
Auto?
But anyway, we've
gone
gone
off the-
gone
No,
off the
no,
rails.
it's on topic. A 50-year-old motorcyclist riding for over 30 years and riding in the 30-mile rally from Sacras to Lake Como in New York in protest of anti-helmet laws. He then promptly died when his bike went out of control and landed on his head, suffering brain injury and death. He was riding, campaigning against
Yeah.
Helmets.
helmets.
Yeah, I think that's what you call a classic case of cutting off your nose to spite your face.
And smashing your face.
Smashing
into
it
the
into
road.
a million pieces.
Whoever came up with the name Wii for Nintendo's video game console was either a marketing genius or an idiot.
Correct.
In one competition back in 2007, a 28-year-old woman was given half pints of water every 15 minutes, with the winner, the person who could hold their bladder the longest.
Right.
So it's a competition. It's one of those crazy.
One of those
"You'll drink-
radio.
You'll drink water now. One of those Japanese.
It's
game-
89.9.
one of
Strange
those
porno game shows.
strange porno game shows.
Yeah.
She came second in the competition, so she didn't win. But 6 hours later, she was found dead from acute water intoxication.
Okay.
Too much water.
10 employees in the competition were fired, and people were told never to enter the competition, to do a competition drinking water.
That's
holding
what
your
brought
bladder.
down Supreme FM in the end.
It did.
It's the crazy breakfast team.
It's
that,
it is doing the who can hold their
who's
whiz.
going to hold their whiz the
Okay.
longest? Okay, we've got Dan. and
Jump
he
on the
looks-
whizzy diz. Now you got to step up on stage. We're going to tickle you for 5 hours. If you piss yourself, you're out.
We've all been fired.
I'll skip the bestiality one.
Just on that other one as well, stupid people, the Wii, coming up with the Wii, stupid names. Wii Fit.
Wii, yeah.
What's up with that? Same thing with like the iLoad.
The
The
car
car.
names, yeah.
Yeah.
The Persephone.
What's up with
Yeah,
the
that
iLoad?
van is called the iLoad. Is that because like
I
you know,
load things into the van.
I load things?
I think iSnack 2.0 took the cake, didn't it? Like, come on.
Is there an iSnack one?
No, there was. Well, I think it's called Vegemite.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why mess with something that's tried and
I
tested?
don't know.
Two kids were bored in their apartment one day. I don't know if anybody dies in this, but two kids were bored in their apartment one day. I'm assuming young children, unsupervised, so they decided to have a bit of fun.
Oh yeah.
As you do. By dropping furniture from the 27th floor onto pedestrians far below.
Well, they
First,
didn't die.
they started with small things like fruit. But after a while, they started throwing out huge things like chairs
Thanks, Dan.
and televisions.
Whoa, so they're rock and roll.
Yeah.
He's Eddie Van Halen in the 80s.
When the children were asked later what were they up to, they replied all they were trying to do was to squish the ant-looking things on the footpath below.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's people.
it's a bit crook.
It's a bit crook.
How do you
And,
punish that, Tim? What would you do as a father? How do you punish that one?
Don't know. That's one for the archives. I think.
Danoz, how would you?
I would put it down to simple
Family
childish buffoonery.
You've done this, have you?
Well, not quite to that extreme.
Wow, I've burnt things down, but
I
that's
don't have
different.
kids. I have pumpies, as you all know. I just usually get a squirt bottle and squirt Floyd in the face. Is that what you do with children?
That can work.
Yeah,
No.
I've tried that.
Don't throw things down.
Yeah,
No.
you will not do that. One guy walking along the beach, ironically wearing a red shirt, so highly visible, was struck down by an entire airplane.
An entire airplane.
Well, that's not dumb ways to die. That's just a really
Badass luck.
unlucky fucking
Yeah, when
dude.
an entire airplane smashed into his face when it tried to make an emergency landing. The red shirt guy had obviously been listening to music on his headphones and didn't notice the ungodly roar of the plane's engine bearing down on him. Right?
He was listening to "Come Fly with Me."
Strange thing is, though, you'd think the pilot would have noticed the person standing.
I was
I think
confused
if it's
with.
an emergency landing, there ain't too much like time
There's
to
not much you
like
can
go.
do. Get out of the way!
Yeah.
And then what's he listening to? I'm working on sunshine. Oh.
I'm confused about the entire plane. Like,
Yeah,
what? Just the tip of the wing.
It's
still the entire
when
plane,
an
like-
entire airplane smashed into his face.
Is that propeller in face?
Yeah,
and that's a good
Are we
shot.
talking single engine Cessna or are we
Yeah.
talking Hercules?
I think we're talking
Boeing 747.
B-52.
And just to get his face, that's a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is
what happened to the rest of him?
I think
That was
he
fine.
hit the sand.
The rest of him was fine.
Hit the sand because he was on a beach. So
His head did hurt though.
and it just brought up the issue of the pedestrians getting killed more and more by listening
Large aeroplanes.
all over the place.
Too soon?
No, just on headphones, looking at their phone, crossing the road,
Yeah,
and statistics on that. Pedestrian injuries due to cell phone use are up 35% since 2010, according to a federal emergency room data renewed by Stateline. The researchers found that blame at least of the 78,000 pedestrians killed a year. A year?
That's a lot. Where?
This is in America.
Sorry, I was.
It's possibly America. 78,000 people.
Well, they got 250 million. If we have 20 million and we only lose like 3,000, it's like still
relevant.
works out to the same percentage.
Well, I reckon that 10% of that.
Is that what
10% of that
averages? Is that-
Statistics.
Statistics. Damn it! They
Doesn't
think
sit
that
every
they
time.
say that at least 10% of that can be attributed to headphones or / phone.
It's
Yeah.
a scourge.
Yeah.
Scourge.
I don't know how
It's a
people
bloody
survive.
scourge.
Was
Shame,
that your? Did you? Was that you put a pin in that, Tim? Is that the end of that?
Well, the last little question on there to be raised was: should you using your mobile phone while walking outside be outlawed? We're trying to propose to do that.
Just,
Put your vote in on Saturday, Danoz.
I want to fine us for
they
everything.
just want to fucking do us in over everything.
Oh, there's a way to pay for everything.
Look, it's irritating when there's someone who is oblivious to everyone else around them because they're walking, looking at their phone with music in, and totally cut off from society. They
Remember getting home and the messages. You know, you had to write the messages down on a pad. And did anybody call? I was waiting for a call, and you had to like get all the way home before you get your message. And now it's just like you're constantly on. It's a dangerous world out there.
We know it's 2016, Tim.
Yeah, I know that, but that was in our lifetime.
Yes. Well, I think we're talking about.
Have you seen the Onion movie where they bring out the new invention, which is the porn eyeball, so you can watch porn while you're walking along.
I'm doing it right now. I'm wearing one right now. Cass and I were talking about this last night about the way technology jumps. And I think, because I was looking up spray on skin for some reason, I thought I invented it, but someone else has.
Yeah. That.
There was an Australian in Kathy,
that's
someone in Western Australia who, after the
guy.
Bali bombing,
What the shit?
I think she might have won a Nobel Prize in medicine or something for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we're saying how amazing technology, the jumps in technology, and blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
But I think our parents' generations experienced the same amount of leap in their time. It's different, and it's
different, but the same, but different.
It is. So they went from writing letters to TV
to lettergrams. You got your
TV, you got your DVDs, you got your VHS,
skywriting,
which is pretty advanced stuff in a 30-year period or 40-year period or whatever. And we're experiencing that now, aren't we?
Well, it's slightly different than that. It's not a gradual increase. It's like a wave curve. So it started sort of slightly horizontal, little bit of lift, little bit of lift, little bit of lift. Now it's like a fucking rocket just going.
It's just like my erection.
Stick a pin in that erection, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were saying with the people. They reminded me of one of my front pocketies. How do people survive in this world? They're listening to their phone, earphones in, oblivious to the world, like you're saying.
Yeah. They're oblivious to the dangers.
So it's breeding an entire generation, I would say, of
non-survivors.
I think so.
Yeah.
Non-survivors. Now, example. Dude at work, no names, whatever. As I keep saying,
The dude.
The dude.
Winter has come, and it's come all over my boots.
Uh-huh.
It's very muddy.
Like mud, yeah.
It's very muddy and very sticky mud. Anyway, we're at a concrete pour. We're going for it.
That's pretty sticky too.
The concrete is sticky. And the boss gets a phone call from one of the younger dudes who is by himself digging. I'm
I've
stuck.
fallen and I can't get up.
I'm stuck in the mud. And Paul goes, yeah, just get the machine and you just dig it in a little bit and you push back and you pull back and you do that. And he goes, no, I'm stuck in the mud.
What do you mean?
And I can't get out. He goes, what are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? Oh, my boots have gone into the mud and I can't get out. I can't get my feet out, right? And so he's calling the
he can't get
boss.
his feet out of the boots.
He can't. No, okay, you figured that out straight away. Take
your feet out of the boots, and then have socks, and then go, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I got stuck in the mud.
Yes.
Oh.
Now I've got wet socks all day. Something you tell your partner, not the entire work crew. You know.
Totally.
So, and he's like, could you send someone down to get me out? Well, no one's going down there.
I'm going down. I would put my hand up in a splitty second.
I'm coming down
I'm
right
coming right now.
Don't move.
I'm going to take photos of you.
I'm sending a drone over now.
Yeah. I'm covering you in flour.
So
I'm spraying you with a hose from a distance.
oh man.
That'd be great.
So, can you send someone down? Well, no one's going down there for about 2 hours, mate. So you're going to have to figure this one out for yourself. I would suggest taking your foot
Boots. Yeah.
foot
Taking
out of
your
the boot.
foot out of the boot.
Then slip the sock off. Put the sock in your top pocky, right? Do the other one. Walk over.
Hose your feet
Hose
down.
your feet down. Dry them.
Somehow.
Toilet paper, Tim. You know. How do people...
There's never toilet paper there, is there?
No, well, it's newspapers. It's the Herald Sun. It's true intent. It's true use. True intent.
Sweet irony.
So
he's not surviving. He's not surviving the zombie apocalypse.
I think his nickname. Now this is going to tell
Bootsy
him who
Collins.
he is. No, they're calling him Boggy.
Boggy.
That's unfortunate.
I like
Yeah.
Bootsy Collins better.
Bootsy Collins is way better.
Yeah.
I might start that one because it's
Yeah,
not so
no,
much
no.
of an angry diss at you. It's not, you know.
No, but only people who listen to PBS and get down with the funk would even know who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, and just a side note,
True.
George Clinton's keyboardist, he died this
Yes.
week.
I saw that.
Oh,
that.
that's
Parliament
Atomic,
Funks.
yeah, and if you just listen to Atomic Dog, man, it's just the best. That's where he's hitting his stride.
So everyone, do yourselves a favour.
Mm.
Get a bit of George Clinton funkadelic in your life.
Do yourselves a favour.
Mm.
Bring a spare pair of socks to work on a wet day.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
You're not walking around in mud.
I think we've all taken something away
Necessity.
from this episode.
Yeah, you pack for what you need for the day. Some of the blokes don't. I'll be in a full fluoro rain jacket, and blokes are out there in shorts
Ugh.
and like a hoodie, and they're getting satched, boys. I
Yeah.
don't know, it's to the bone.
Ugh.
But if it wasn't for Bear Grylls, would we still know how to rub two sticks together to make fire?
Well, actually, that was the example I gave, dude. Bear Grylls. I'm sure I've seen an episode where he gets himself out of quicksand.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So if Bear Grylls can get himself out of quicksand, surely a young man can figure out. Do you know what we need? A good war. We need a war.
I'll tell you what would have been funnier though, if Bear Grylls couldn't get out of quicksand.
Yeah, that'd be a short episode.
Does it exist?
And I'm
Is it
going
real?
under, and my mouth filling up with sand.
I regret nothing.
Run the credits.
Do you reckon it's real, Dan?
Quicksand.
Quicksand?
I think it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Cartoons these days don't have a quicksand scene,
Like
whereas
a quicksand drama.
where once upon a time Looney Tunes every afternoon.
Yeah, it was all about it. It was all
without
about
favour.
it. And then
And
then
movies.
to back that up, it was kind of maybe an 80s thing as well, because Pitfall, that was all about the quicksand. Swimming
Yes, it
across
was.
the quicksand.
Yeah.
Quicksand this, quicksand that.
And Labyrinth? Wasn't
There
there
was
a
quicksand in
in
Labyrinth? Or is that just
Yeah.
the bog of eternal stench?
Yeah.
Oh no, was it Never-Ending Story? Loses his horse.
He does.
That's
was
a terrible scene. How are young children supposed to sleep at night after seeing
No,
the guy lose his horse?
I disagree, Dan.
Oh, it was terrible.
I disagree. I think you need to, like, for stories, like the big. Who's that guy? The big friendly giant or whatever, the BFG, and all his stories.
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl, right? He's quite dark, isn't he? There's some dark
Yeah.
dark themes in those books, and dulling down children's novels and stuff to where it's like now it's just Avengers and
Peppa Pig.
and Bob's the Builder. I mean, you gotta expose the kids
expand.
to more emotions than just
but they're saying
happy, joy.
read it, give a hoot, read a book, and people have recently, when you see a movie that's a film adaptation from a book, and they've
watered it down.
No, and everybody says, "Oh, the book's much
better."
better." People are saying that Game of Thrones, the show's much better than the book.
Yeah.
Have you read any of those fantasy?
Yeah, I have. I've read some Game of Thrones. The problem with Game of Thrones, reading it, is that there's so many characters introduced that you just can't follow.
I don't know
who's
how
who.
you would follow it. It's
Who's
hard
who
to
in the
follow
zoo.
knowing what their faces look like.
Because they're all they're either hot blonde, brunette,
Topless scene,
prostitute.
bare buttocks,
I don't know who's
Killing
who.
someone.
killing someone,
Don't forget killing someone.
covered in blood, not
Yep.
covered in blood.
Dan, you used to read a lot of fantasy.
Yep.
But
Was that the common
Fantasy.
thread? The names, the places. You always have to remember which town I'm in, who's doing who's.
They weren't as multi-dimensional as Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is epic.
Favorite fantasy novel from back in the day?
Oh,
You can say anything.
Yeah,
'cause we don't
it
know
doesn't matter.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can say,
no one knows what fantasy novels are.
Star
It's a
Wars.
Fucking nerd.
Star
I'm
Wars,
just
A New
fucking
Hope.
nerd.
okay,
the film was better.
I haven't.
okay. I like the Deathgate cycle.
Right.
Never heard of
which was awesome.
It's got a good name.
Seven books about the splitting of the world into its original elements: fire, water, earth,
You've got your.
and air.
That's
and,
4.
Yeah, 4 elements.
You said 7.
I said 7
7 books.
Oh.
They don't start splitting until like the second book in.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
that.
No,
Got to pay more attention.
very good. Very good.
Good.
Yeah, right.
Good. Still reading the old.
No.
Ooh, too tired at night.
Yeah, just no.
Because I called you last night. What do you reckon you were doing?
Oh,
that
well, my nights usually consist of getting home 6ish. If dinner then needs to be prepared, that'll take me through to 6:30. Eating will
He's
take us
fast.
through to sort of 7, 7:10, and then you've
I
got
just gotta go feed the pigs.
bath time. Then I've got to feed the pigs. Maybe go talk to the worms in the compost bin. Then
What are you doing out there? I'm talking to the worms. Don't turn on the light. You're always talking to the worms.
Never talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Twilight. Yeah, it's your Twilight.
It's just
putting the babies to bed
yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
a crazy time.
It's crazy times. Crazy times. Yeah, but also the technologies you were talking about earlier. Just to go back on that a minute. I came across a story about the fantastical Bionic Arm.
Oh yes.
Remember the Bionic Man?
I do.
Oh, so this is the from where we were saying how far we've technology.
we've come a long way. Because this dude is on a train station, sticks his arm out. He's like, "Train, stop!" His arm comes off. Right?
So he should be on the Darwin
His
list.
bionic arm comes
He's
off.
this on the list
No,
of
he's good arm. He's
Oh,
human arm.
Bugger.
how do people survive list. This
Well,
guy's a moron.
This guy's getting hit. This guy's getting hit by a train on a platform.
Yep.
There's a line there. Don't
Mhm.
cross the line.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson to the rest of you arms.
Yep.
And he loses his arm. Then he gets approached by Konami. Remember Konami?
No.
The irony of the name, Konami.
Okay.
No, Konami did Street Fighter. That's Capcom. Konami did video games.
Okay.
Okay. Anything of note?
All the Konami games.
Okay. Good.
Those are good ones.
Why don't you
All those
just
good ones.
give yourself a little Google there? Don't need
Yeah.
to ask me questions. That's
Yeah.
the internet.
Okay.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
They were looking for amputees to road test a futuristic prosthetic limb.
Constantly getting ragged on.
Yeah. I know.
You're giving me a hard time over
No,
here.
I just
You're giving me a
reckon-
hard time.
Telling people to Google search is like saying I'd fucking prefer to. You were having a go at people walking along, looking at screens, calling them dumb and that they'd die, and then you're saying, hey, you're basically in an offhand way saying, hey, go and die.
It combined groundbreaking robotics. Oh, sorry, were you talking to me? Sorry, I was reading my pamphlet. It combined groundbreaking robotics connecting nerves to muscles and that old business. Have you seen them? They're doing that. They connect it to the old. Bzz, bzz. So then when you go, think, it goes point.
It's fantastic.
Right. It's quite good.
Yeah.
So they said to him, right, we want you to design an arm that suits your character.
Here's the deal.
He goes, it's going to have a big fucking dick on the end. I'm going to fuck heaps of people with it. That is my main objective.
We talking
Okay,
about-
so they went to another guy.
Did I lose my arm? Is that what I? Because that's pretty much. I'm sure I'd say that.
It'd be the first thing I would say. Yeah, and I want a big giant hand and every finger on it's a big dick. Then, so because he's into video games,
Okay.
he's going, I want one of those super tech arms. So they enlist a designer, and she designs this fucking. It looks like a real arm. I've got some pictures
How
here
do you know it was a woman?
because it said it was.
Oh.
And they basically 3D printed all the parts out. So
I love
anytime anything goes wrong with this dude's arm, he can just pull up a file, go print, connect it straight to the thing. He can control drones with it.
Okay.
Right? It's got laser pointers on it.
Freaking lasers.
Freaking lasers.
So
Right?
he can add to it now.
He can add to it. It's got a USB port in the wrist.
Oh my!
Where so it can charge
Lord.
his phone, his watch. It can
Fucking-
power small
I want
things.
one.
It's got a solar panel on it.
What about
so
a bottle opener?
I'm pretty sure it's got a
Yeah.
bottle opener. Go gadget arm. I'm
Gotta have one
thinking.
of them.
That's what I'm thinking. You
Shit.
can like it can be connected by the shoulder, and you can what's this bone here?
That's the theremin.
Is it the theremin?
I think that's what you called. Isn't
That's
that
a-
when you busted your arm in the
It's
previous
the,
podcast? You called it
between
your
your-
theremin.
Yeah. Between the elbow and the shoulder, that bone.
Yep.
Yep. The femur
Can you
rostorosis.
Google that for us? Or
No.
no. And you can just
Stop telling me to die.
disconnect it and go Google yourself. But it's got if he can point like that and it turns into a flashlight. I think we could all use these kind of things.
He must have
right?
a lighter. He's a Swiss Army.
I was thinking, why
he-
can't they just invent one for people with arms?
Did he get the dick
Right.
finger?
I don't know if he did get the dick finger. I think he can.
Optional extra.
So he has a Swiss arm.
Hey.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
He's on there.
It's not
Presented to you
great.
by Conarm. Hey. I think we already did the army joke.
Well, that's amazing.
But I was thinking that we could all do with a bionic sleeve, right? So this thing also enhances his strength. So if he goes thinkety think for a grasp, he can go and crush
Okay.
small baby's brains or
Okay.
whatever he's holding.
Mm.
Can you hack his arm though? Can you hack into it?
Interesting.
Make
But
him
I
do.
was thinking
Yeah,
we should
make
get,
him like walking in public and he starts
but like,
masturbating.
Well, he's got all those fucking dick fingers, man. So
yeah.
Yeah.
holy shit.
But we should have bionic clothes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more.
Where
Tell me more.
where
Is
it's
this
a
a
bionic.
prediction?
Yeah, I think we're slipping into predictions. Should I
Yeah.
spin the wheel?
Spin the wheel, Tim.
I'll quickly spin the wheel. And
Previous podcast.
look,
topic.
it's landed on red, and that is
Predictions.
predictions.
It's, uncanny.
That it's some kind of electronically charged, sensory based sleeve or
Okay.
sheave that
Okay.
goes over your
Or underneath.
it goes. I think it would go on under your clothes, but on top of your skin. So,
So-
then when it detects that you're in punch mode, it charges up and can exude more force.
So it's on your skin, so it's taking heart rate. It's when the adrenaline
But
kicks
you got your weak legs, right? I'm talking
Yeah.
about 80-year-old women.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, with their
It's like the next incarnation of Fitbit.
and you slip on these. You slip
How many
on the
steps have you gone up today?
slip on the power pants.
Dude, 17,000.
Slip on the old power pants, and then you can get up off your chair because it assists you.
Does it come in pissy pants?
And
Come on,
is there
pissy pant mode.
is there an
You can piss
the
in
bed?
it?
Is there an in the bedroom mode?
Oh,
There always is.
Arr, arr, arr.
I'm just gonna switch this baby to night mode, and there's my flashlight. Oh.
Aren't they still concerned about the whole mobile phones are giving people tumors? It's not a
but
tumor.
I think they did a didn't MythBusters do some kind of test on that and found out that doesn't actually
exist.
maybe
Well,
with
that's
the
actu-
old phones more so
Hmm.
than the new ones.
Mm.
I'm
So
not gonna.
The
It's like smoking is
Mythbusters-
also good for you.
Mm. Well, they're now claiming that perhaps all of this Wi-Fi that's flowing around everywhere
Wi-Fi soup.
may actually also be giving us.
Rage.
Well, maybe.
What, hovering around in the air?
The Wi-Fi is giving us.
It's
all
creating
to be
rage.
because
Yeah.
it
Could
seems
do.
to be a lot more. I know. I've been raging again.
You've been raging again.
Is this a Bing?
Bing.
And
You
welcome to another episode of
The Rage
Jeremy,
Age.
the Rager.
Bruce Banner is the raging Hawkeye.
What are you raging on?
Well, thanks for asking.
I did.
I'm working on a fence, as you know, at my house in my spare time.
It's going to
which
be
I
a good
have
fence.
So thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm using black butt timber, and Tim, you're right there, bud. So I'm working on the fence. Clearly, I'm working on the fence. There's timber. There's tools. It's
People can tell that it's a work site, a work in progress.
Thank you. And so I had to wrap it up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I packed up my tools. Still evidence of work going on.
Yep.
Had myself a shower.
Mm-hmm.
I look outside to admire my handiwork. And what do I see?
What did you see?
I saw almost a 3 meter by 1800 real estate sign
Oh my God!
on my property. Like a massive billboard. It was at gutter height, this thing.
Right.
It's a massive sign, and then they've put it on stilts so the whole world can see.
It does seem like real estate signs have grown in size over the last couple of years.
They want
to
your
like
attention.
mammoth proportions.
I should mention I live in a split block, so they're selling the unit behind me.
So, how did that
So-
make you feel?
Well, it's funny. It's funny you should say that, Dad. I instantly went into a rage. It's all that fucking Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, man.
Well, I thought, I think thank you, kind sir. Last podcast was all about how you were getting no Wi-Fi, and that was giving you the rage last time.
Well,
but now the rage is actually causing the rage.
It's everyone else's Wi-Fi. I don't have any Wi-Fi
right.
because
Maybe your
Procter-
Wi-Fi is working.
Secretly.
Yeah.
working against me.
It's a government
I
conspiracy.
can't talk about that other subject of.
Spoiled
It's
your
not
blood.
resolved. It's not resolved.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
I feel a rage
one-
episode 4 coming on.
One rage at a time. Okay. So this massive sign is just there all of a sudden. It was super quick. No letter on the door. No knockety knock knock. No information whatsoever. And this happens every time someone moves out of the house because it's rented. I go for lease, and then every time I come home, there's a new sign on the fence. Each time I will call up the real estate agent and say, now, just for next time, please try not to destroy my fence by putting your sign on my fence.
Mm-hmm.
So I called up, and Cass called up first, but then I saw the real estate. Well, it was a little bit of have some courtesy every time this happens.
Don't you know who I am? How fucking dare you?
Didn't you hear what I did to the fucking old Greek down the street last week?
Yeah.
I'm taking your sign down. You've got 1 hour.
Do you have a dog?
They didn't take
have
the
it.
sign down.
Oh, they didn't take it down?
They didn't take it down. We had to go out. I came back. It was very late. I'd had a few bevies.
Did you do the old raise the sign above your head and throw it on the road routine?
Well, 7:30, I was up and I was taking that sign down and I laid it out on the nature strip.
Okay. Well, that was almost too nice. I was thinking you'd get some of your Nemaji fence paint, get your get your spray pack,
Yeah.
and blend it into the rest of the fence.
It's not a bad idea. On my property,
That'd be great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So next time I'll.
Where'd the sign go?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Next time I will be
More creative.
well, I'm going to take it down to
Slightly more
the
violent.
real estate agent. Well, I'm going to take the sign down, take it to the real estate agent,
Stick
and
it on there.
their
Stick it on the
wall.
window. Glue
Yep,
it to the wall.
yep.
Well,
You
I
should.
reckon that didn't deserve its own fucking episode because that was lame.
Okay, well, I said, okay,
You
do you want to
didn't
hear when
threaten to-
arranged?
You didn't
Right.
threaten to kill anyone. There wasn't any like serious repercussions.
Okay, the next day I was working again. I had an open
and he
for
didn't
inspection.
even slam the door and say, "Get off my property."
Get the fuck off my property.
So the next day I was working on the fence. The real estate agent rocks up for the open for inspection, and that's when I unloaded on him.
You unloaded on him.
I said, mate, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Well, there's a good way to make sure that he doesn't do it again. Every time there's an open inspection, go out the front going.
You my new neighbors, I love you. Yeah.
I hate you.
Or just stand in your kitchen window masturbating.
Yeah. Smearing shit on the.
As they come in.
On the garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've reached
hello, my name's Jeremy.
that level
You
yet.
shake their hand and covered in shit.
You get a stink palm.
Yeah.
Give them a stink palm.
That's pretty stinky. That's a big stink palm.
So I think, look, I mean, it could be the
Okay, this
the
could
Wi-Fi.
be this could be a 2-part episode.
Could be, yeah. Next week on Jeremy's Rage.
I've got
Will
a
his
few.
rage boil over?
Get the better
Or
of
will
him.
it just simmer? Simmer sauce.
Look. It's not as bad as I make it out to
The
be.
haze has receded.
But I
it's
do.
the
Look, I'm not going to die of an ulcer. I'll tell you that much. I won't be having ulcers from stress about
Yep.
these rage
Yep.
things. But sometimes, you got to draw a line in the sand sometimes.
Yep.
And say,
But
I won't
sometimes-
go over that spot there. Like, if they put something on my
It's
property.
right over
Yeah,
your
but
drive. It was right over your driveway.
was
though.
where
It's
we
right
parked
where
the
you
car.
park the cars. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Yep, it really was. There are simple things you could do, like draw penises on it, or like,
Scumbags
Yeah.
all over it.
Get
These-
the fuck off my property. This property is a murder house. It's a
And
pity you couldn't buy the house.
Well, it's the auction's in July. I don't have that kind of.
No. Because what it's worth is ain't what you pay for it these days. In this,
They're going to
this
ask
climate.
for. They're going to ask for
11,680,
11,800 at
11,690.
least.
I'll take an educated guess and say
It's 4
That's
bedroom.
not a number.
Very four small bedrooms. Tiny. It's smaller than my house. Mine's 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
Their house is 4.
I'll say
4 bedroom,
It's 4 bedroom.
so it's bigger.
There's more rooms. The rooms are tiny,
mm,
and they squeeze 4 in. What's your hit prediction?
I reckon it'll go 653 and a half.
I'm going to say 705.
I'm going to go straight down the guts and say 450,000.
No.
What?
Isn't that how maths works?
That's not down the middle. That's
Oh.
out.
Yeah, that's
out
off the
one end.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maths, right? No, I would say 670.
670.
Selling in winter.
All right,
bad
watch
idea.
this space. Watch this space.
There's been a bit of a drop off in the unit market, but it'll still get a good
Dan's Real Estate Corner.
result. Yeah.
Today.
Dan's Tibbity Tips.
Yep.
Have you got any tibbity tips, mate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give us a tip.
Biggest tip in real estate: buy 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
that.
great.
I
Yeah.
hear
I
that.
like it.
So jump
And
on
if
board.
you can, buy 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Who else did it out there? Text me at
just
Timmy's
Uh,
better
where-
than you. Hashtag
Timmy's.
cheap price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
The Australian dream.
Well, it's your chance to change that. Voting's this, or whenever this episode comes out.
Politics.
Now it is time for a break, so let's break.
TurnstileRecords.net is brought to you by WalkerDigital.com.au. We take great care in personalizing the look and feel of your business website, paying attention to every last detail to ensure the optimum user experience. Use Walker Digital for web design, hosting and support, and online marketing. walkerdigital.com.au.
Let's get on to landmarks.
Okay.
Speaking of property and stuff like that, in St Kilda, the old Luna Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the Gravitron?
Sure.
Is that
do.
still in operation down there?
Well, I guess so.
So there's a point in like a fun park's career where it becomes
history?
Yeah, it's history that it becomes a staple. They can't get rid of it, right? First of all,
Okay.
but they can't exactly add new games to it because they've got a
Limited space.
they got limited space, but they're also got to stay true to the
Original.
Luna Parkery of it, right? So there's a point where they can't.
Turn of the century.
There's a point where they can't introduce new things to try and attract new people there. Like they did. They did. Did you get a crackling ear?
No, I scratched. Is that?
Oh, I can hear that. That's strange. The rides and stuff. They can't update the rides because they need to keep it as classic as it looks.
Yeah, turn of the
They
century.
did change the face on the front, right? Remember when they did that in the 90s? They spruced
Yes,
up
and do you know who
Did they-
funded
did they-
that?
did they-
Steve Vizard, I think, had
I
something to
thought
do
they
with
just
that.
painted it.
Yeah, it
No,
was just a
no,
it
no,
was just a
complete different
facelift.
face.
Facelift.
Yeah, but it was it was just a
'Cause you
bit
can't-
of a
I think you find
lift and
that
tuck.
if you have a look at
Okay,
it.
but anyway,
Check,
no one wants to change the scenic
check
railway
Google,
because it's
Dan.
like the rickety nature of the scenic railway is what makes it exciting and
Shit
scary.
scary.
It's,
Because
well,
you're thinking-
because there was
you're
some
thinking
point
you're
where
gonna
I remember the Gravitron being the new ride.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
were adding to it at some point.
Tim's are old.
Yeah.
Because it's certain times, man. Like after 100 years, it's let's just say it's
The
Coney
the
Island
merry-go-round.
it's historical
A
building,
landmark,
a landmark.
yes.
You can't change it. So they probably put the Gravitron in like 1978 or 9, just before the cutoff of look. You can't put anything in here now.
Because there's a
When was the last time you went to Luna Park?
well this is what it's school holidays, so I've done a little bit of looking around of what activities can we do, something but it's kind of semi outside. It's very cold at the moment. But I looked at what is there in terms of amusement parks here. You got your Wobby's World, you got your
had it.
you got your
That's
Cades County, you got your
Caribbean Gardens.
Caribbean Gardens.
What
you know
about
what I mean?
Gumbaya Park? Is that still around?
Gumbaya Park.
There's one in
Had a cool toboggan ride.
Yes, right, toboggan ride,
Mm.
right, which is also the other one
Dangerous.
down near Werribee. You got your
Whittlesea.
Adventure
Adventure
Land
Park or Adventure
That's a new one.
Land
That's a new
Park
one.
World.
That's
Yeah.
water. That's water based.
And there's another one up in like Whittlesea,
Whittlesea,
which is
yeah.
like pipe work. No, not pipe works.
Yeah,
No, that's like
that's science.
Campbellfield.
Anyway,
Yeah.
something
Yeah, okay. So there's a
like
couple around, but
But
they're cheap.
they're
They're
all
nasty.
they're all lame.
average.
They're all lame.
And I thought, oh, Luna Park, because there's rides there. Looked it up. It's hideously expensive to get in there, and
Is it?
and
What?
B because your admission gets you free rides. So they're paying off the carnies that have to sit there for the 3 months where you're not going.
Carnies. They
So
hate carnies.
but I wasn't sure whether the
Smart
Gravitron
cabbage.
was still there because I'm not going to pay this kind of money and not get to go on the Gravitron.
For sure, man.
But I also thought that they did close down that. What was the roller coaster there?
The scenic railway.
Scenic Railway. I'm pretty sure that closed
no,
down.
They
didn't it?
refurbished it.
Did they?
They took out a couple of really, really rotten pieces of timber
Oh.
and might have replaced them or might not have. But that's what makes that ride so exciting. You seriously think you're going to die. And
could
I
die.
always think that the guy standing up with a brake is going to clip his skull when they go into the tunnel every time. Yeah. Have you ever noticed
What
that?
if he rides it early in the morning when he's that slight bit
Slight bit
taller?
taller.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or he's wearing these Doc Martin 8-ups.
Yeah,
He's
16
just-
ups.
He's just got that little bit of
Or he's going to the disco that night, so he's wearing his platform.
he's wearing his platforms,
Yeah.
or he's going to the Kiss tribute show
Yeah.
dressed as
Tragedies
Gene
and
Simmons.
That's
Yeah.
Luna Park.
Yeah. Or he's
Secure.
dressed up as one of those Queen's Guards and he's got that fucking knob hat on.
Wouldn't the hat get taken off then?
Yeah, I suppose that wouldn't do too
Yeah.
much damage.
Yeah.
London has
Not
fallen.
good. Not a good
It's-
day for hats.
London has fallen.
Yeah, it's fallen. No
There is a roller coaster that it's not like the Gravitron. I was thinking because like the anti-gravity thing, because I
Love
looked
it.
it up on the internet.
Nothing
like I'm
better.
like Gravitron this, Gravitron that. Couldn't find any information on it, so I looked up other rides that had gravity-based
There's
things.
one. I think there's one called the Enterprise, which starts horizontal and then goes vertical, and you're going.
Is that open air? That one
Yeah.
where everyone's in the cage?
Yeah.
Spewing
No,
and
no,
dropping
not,
their money.
not in a cage. You're each in their own little pod that moves like this.
Ah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that's
Well, there's one that's like a NASA simulator, where it just in one big burst it rides along a track thing, right? And then the passengers travel like 128 miles in 3.5 seconds.
But this is like Dreamworld in
It
Queensland.
must be.
Yeah.
And then speeding through a 456-foot track in just 28 seconds, so it's quite fast. It's basically a vomit comet. It actually renders riders weightless for a stretch. So you're
Okay.
going that fast, it takes you a minute to catch up with gravity.
Now,
That's a sick
One
ride.
whole minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Not a
I
whole
reckon
minute.
the way
I
they
think it's about 3.5 seconds.
reckon
to
the
catch
way
up.
they market these rides is always a little bit better than how it is in
Have
real
you
life.
been on the Tower of Terror?
Hmm?
That has two things: tower and terror. Guaranteed.
how do you guys go now though? Because back in the good old days, my stomach seemed to be a lot stronger.
I could go on. Chuck me on a corkscrew any day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what did me in? I thought I was pretty
On a
hardcore.
bionic hand any day.
Yeah.
Thought I was pretty hardcore. We're in Vietnam. I went to a place called Vin Pearl Island. It's like
Okay.
a theme park.
Sounds
I was like,
dangerous.
Cass, yeah, terrible, terrible. I was like, Cass, let's go on this like pirate ship thingy. It wasn't a pirate ship, but it was the same sort of up and back and up and back.
Yeah.
But one person was going forward and one person was always sort of going backwards. It was weird. Like if you face the wrong way, like in a train carriage.
Oh right, yeah, you're going.
You're going to be
You're getting more G forces
something
facing
like that,
backwards
right?
and forwards
yeah,
or
yeah,
forwards.
It was weird, man. I was that dude.
You were the dude.
And so Cass and I are going. Cass is loving it. I'm just salivating. Gosh, I shouldn't have had that Vin Pearl.
I'm feeling a bit terrified.
I don't know if I got to make it, Cass.
Yeah.
I get off. I get off and run to the toilet and
You
yak.
did? You
I
yacked?
yacked.
You pussy.
Off a
Off a pirate ship.
Off a pretty much a pirate ship.
That's
And I was
fucking
like,
weak.
It is
but
fucking weak.
that was like the second ride we went on, and I'm like, oh, I've got to suck it up, and now I've got to go on all these bloody spinning rides.
Ah,
what
you
am I
gotta
gonna
do it.
do?
Well, we went on the Tower of Terror
Yep.
in Queensland,
Yep.
37 stories,
Mm-hmm.
then the free fall, and there's just enough time to
Contemplate.
scream. You scream out,
Yeah.
right? Where you just go in your mind, you're going, fuck. Do you know what I mean? And then you run out of terror. And then it stops, and then you get off, and then that was like, I would never do it again.
Have you been?
I'll never do that again. We did it. We just went, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? For the 25 minutes it took to queue up. What the fuck are we doing? Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And then you get to the inner sanctum
Okay, now we can
where you
pull
can
out.
see dudes going to the top. You can actually look up
Yep.
and you hear them halfway down. They go silent because they had the fear fucked out of them, right? In free fall.
Have you ever been
F.
bungee jumping?
No.
Okay, so
No, I wouldn't do that either.
I
wouldn't
did it
do
when I was like 18. We went up to Byron Bay, and I went further up to Airlie Beach, and they had like 100-foot.
Airlie Beach is a lot further than Byron.
Yeah, I kept going up.
Okay.
It's bad.
Just keep going.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Another story.
Maps.
Just catch another bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Averages
I think that must be like a 7-hour bus trip.
difference. Yeah.
Have you ever caught a bus from Airlie Beach to Melbourne?
I caught a
Don't.
bus. I caught a bus from Darwin to Melbourne. Oh, I did it over.
Rough.
What
Did it
happened in
over.
Early Beach?
Well, I was bungee jump. There was a bungee jump thing, and I went, "Well, I'll go and do it." I had swagger. I was like, "Oh, I'll go for a jump," and it was supposed to be it was 100 foot. It was the tallest one at the time off a tower, and the same thing when you get to the inner sanctum. And
When you're free falling and you fucking free fall.
well, before the free fall, you've got to
Conquer the
get
nerves.
get your body. That's right, Dan. You've
To
got
do
to
it.
you got to convince your body that the hippies with the dreadlocks that said we tie the ropes ourselves here have got it right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Safety Salamander here is like these hippies,
Don't know how to
How to tie ropes.
jump. Oh shit!
and he goes, "What you gonna do is, you've all seen it. You got to dive out like a frog, jumping off a lily pad, spread eagle even. No, it doesn't have to be a frog; it could be spread eagle if you want."
Okay.
And so like, yep, 3, 2, 1. And the legs wouldn't go. No, 3, 2, 1. So just feeling a bit nervous.
Yeah.
And-
Jump, you pussy!
And then you look down and you realise, oh, there's a bit of an audience now. I can't go down. I can't like climb down the stairs.
Yeah,
I
so
have
you
to
just-
jump off.
Yeah.
And so
Off the edge.
just 3, 2. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I got it. 3, 2, 1. And then tried to jump, but my legs just sort of buckled. And I just sort of like,
Went into a spinning free fall. Ah, help me!
Clipped the head on the side of the side.
The only thing I regret is bungee jumping. Yeah.
and the bus ride. And the second you jump off, you immediately go, "You are a fuckhead. What are you
What are you doing?
You're
Why are you
going to
doing
end
it?"
up on Tim's list on the podcast. You're going to die from
From being a dummy.
from jumping off a fucking 100-foot tower."
Yeah, yeah. No, if I get the opportunity to, I will definitely do that one day.
What, like
Bungee jump.
buckle
would do it?
need, buckle need, and jump.
Yeah, yeah. You just purse your butthole and jump.
So guys, we're just about to jump into the outro here. I can see it fast approaching, but I thought I'd just quickly cut to a segment which may feature regularly throughout the escape pods, which is have you got something before that?
No, you go.
Well, my thing goes for a bit.
Okay,
so-
well, I've just I should have said it in the Pfeffernuss, but just a bit of a call out to Oscar Rooney. I was speaking to him the other day. He said, I listened to the last podcast. It was very funny. Can I just make one suggestion, Jez? Maybe back off telling the audience to go themselves at the end of every episode. So I'm going to endeavour. Thank you. You're right. I shouldn't be telling people.
So,
to
Oscar, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
okay,
Oscar, go
so
fuck yourself.
a few other
Go
little
on, Tim.
things
Yep,
I'm
yep.
searching on Reddit. I saw some questions there posted up. Now, are we allowed to say questions that were posted up for general people to ask? Because I was thinking we would just attempt to answer them here, even though they appear there.
I think
You've
if
cited
if questions are going to be answered, then
Any
we're
form?
probably the best qualified to actually answer them.
Okay, well then there's just a few quick ones from our listenership on Reddit. Who
Okay.
probably never heard of us. Okay, so a couple of little bits here. Do animals ever accidentally bite their own tongues while eating?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I'm going to go
Yeah?
with yes.
Well,
Okay,
just
there's no
think,
answer to
think,
this.
think about the range of tongues that you have out there in the animal kingdom. The one that springs to mind is a giraffe.
Okay.
Ah, true, yeah. Okay.
They have
Big tongue.
fucking long tongues.
Are they biting their tongues?
And dexterous?
Well, I would say
They can-
that they probably are, because they're trying to shove as much in there as possible. You know, they've only got. That's quite distracting.
Sorry, I was sticking my tongue out.
Yeah. So,
Well, I
Yeah,
think
maybe. Yeah, I think you could be right there.
yeah,
I've got
I reckon. Wouldn't it be a bugger if a snake bit itself on the tongue and died?
Yeah, you don't want to get bitten on the tongue. Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
see, all those dumb snakes were wiped out years.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It's a bit like the toucan, the only tongued bird. No, I made that up.
Check it on Google.
Yep. Google that.
I did see just an amazing tongues slow motion of a dog.
Licking its ass.
Yeah, well, I watch that every day. Just having an old drinksies, and they did in hyper slow motion, and the tongue actually cups.
And it comes out the back of the tongue.
Yeah, well, no, it scoops down and makes a cup, like you would in your hand when you go into a water thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
no one, no,
Yep.
not
Yep.
All right, now
getting,
this is actually
any traction on that one.
No.
Go on, Tim.
A girl posted up, if I close my eyes on my 18th birthday and never open them until I'm 80, will I have the vision of an 18-year-old or an 80-year-old woman?
There's no stupid people, but there's stupid fucking questions.
Yeah.
Right. So when you open your eyes, you're seeing the world through an 80-year-old woman's
Wait a minute,
eyes because
wait a
you're
minute.
80.
Yep.
There's no stupid
Yep.
questions.
You just wasted your whole life.
And what a sad existence you've had for the last fucking.
I just want to see what it's like to look when I'm 80.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I blew it.
Yeah.
I woke up. I blew it.
Silly question, girl from girl 69995.
Yes. Well, then there's one more just before we
go on.
just before we wrap it up. Just one more question, which is actually a question of mine, which I'll pose to you guys.
Here we go.
Is there a term for when you're trying to remember something, right? And you say to somebody, "Hey, what's that guy and that guy at that doovie show that you know the one?" And the minute you ask that question, and you know the answer to it, right? But for some reason you can't remember it either, right? So we're simultaneously having a mental block. Yeah. Okay, yes, we'll Google it.
So every conversation we've ever had.
Yeah, basically that.
Yeah.
So is there a term
Yes.
There's
for
gotta be.
that? There has to be a word for that where everybody simultaneously, collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Total Recall.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
Fine.
That's the name of the movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. 2 weeks.
Did you watch Lethal Weapon last night again for the 70th time?
No,
it was
I didn't.
fucking awesome.
I
I
want
don't
to know
know.
if there's a term for that.
I don't know.
I'd say there is, and if it isn't in the dictionary, it's definitely somewhere else out there because we're not the only ones who suffer from this.
So there isn't a place you can Google it and ask the question to Google or whatever, but there isn't a place that's like a reverse dictionary where you type a meaning in
A linguist?
and it gives you the word. Because you'd have to phrase it so specifically that it wouldn't be detected in a search. Do you
I
know
think
what-
we
you know what
can
I'm saying
come
here?
up with the scientific Latin name if we sort of explain out what it is. It's
collective
simultaneously
unthinkableness.
It's simultaneously or multilateral.
Yes.
Collective.
Yes.
Collective.
Yes.
It's got to be collective somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
he's got-
Collective memory
Loss. Alzheimer's.
Right now, Dan is thinking quite hard.
Yeah, no, fuck.
He's lost it.
You
He's
know,
not weak. He's not weak.
you know.
You know, yeah, I know.
do you
Yeah,
know
what
the
is
word?
it? Yeah, what is it?
word?
Yeah, I think it's, you know what it's.
No.
Collective, do you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then what's that in Latin?
Do you know us? Do you know
Pretty
us?
tough one.
Well, it's a tough one. If anybody
Yeah.
out there actually knows that answer, please
Hit
hit
us
us
up
up.
on
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to sign off. I'm Timmy signing off.
I'm Danoz. You've been great.
And I hope you all go out and have a nice week.
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button. The ship will self-destruct in exactly 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Who are you? One pod left. And 3 of us.
The escape pod. The escape pod. What if there are droids in the escape pod? It's
sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape pods, that's really nice.
Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should go down. Goodbye.